Hello there guys, Tap18 here, and I'm going to be doing a debunk of the Spider-Man 2099 vs. Batman Beyond death battle done by Screw Attack 2 weeks ago. So for those who haven't seen it, they pit Miguel O'Hara against Terry McGinnis, with Terry coming out as the victor. Now before I begin my debunk of this, I'll explain what I'm doing that's going to make the process a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a true composite. Because these characters are new, it's really easy to do a true composite of them. But basically all I'm going to be doing is taking the feats from every incarnations of both characters that exist and combining them into one new version of that character. And I'll be eliminating some disparities that in conflicting abilities throughout this process as well, and you'll be able to see what I mean throughout the rest of the video. But basically, I'm not going to be doing anything underhanded. When I mention a feat that they didn't mention, it's because they ignored this feat, but in a true composite, that feat would be included because a true composite includes all available feats. So I just wanted to clear that up before I got going. Now, according to them, the durability of both characters is even, as is maneuverability. However, Terry is faster and stronger with superior training. In the fight itself, Miguel was blinded and killed by batarangs. Lila isn't able to hack the Batcave, explained away by the Batcave being able to defend against Brainiac. They also claim that Terry's suit would cause Lila to short circuit. And during their questioning video, where they discuss the results, they also note that Miguel and Terry's invisibility is relevant, as are Miguel's holograms. They even contest the suit's durability, but then concede that stabbing is different from blunt force trauma. So let's debunk this. Now, first let's look at the claim that Terry is faster.
Dave had the defenses to hold her off.
Even still, Terry's stats edged out Miguel's in more ways than one.
When it came to maneuverability and durability, they were mostly even. Both could dodge bullets and weave through the air. Both could survive heavy ballistic hits. But unlike Terry, Miguel's never outraced anything faster than a Mach 19 ballistic missile.
For physical strength, Terry had him.
Now, what he said is true. Miguel was never shown any travel speed of Mach 19 or faster, and that's the big difference here: travel speed versus combat speed, which is the real thing that will matter in this fight. Now keep in mind the Mjolnir feat, the one they actually showed in their video, where Miguel O'Hara is worthy of lifting Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. Now, not only is he worthy to lift it, but he caught it when it was thrown at 0.0023 c, or 0.0023 times the speed of light. That's Mach 2,100 reaction speed for Miguel, far greater than anything Terry has shown, or that we know Terry has, based on what was presented in the death battle video. Now I'll be doing a comparison between other reactionary feats that Terry has later in the video, but as of right now, we're establishing that while Terry has far greater travel speed, it would seem, reaction speed easily goes to Miguel with this feat. So if he's flying at Miguel at Mach 19, Miguel's dodging it with ease. So Terry's speed will not guarantee victory. In this fight, reaction speed matters far more, and Screw Attack failed to prove that Terry's reaction speed is in any way superior. It's under an eighth of a second for Miguel, Mach 2001 to be precise. Next, is Terry really stronger? They do a similar thing there, conflating lifting strength with striking strength. The claim is that Terry has over 200-ton max for strength, but that's lifting and not striking. Miguel's been shown to have striking feats of over 40 tons. He was able to stagger a time traveler who took an 18-wheeler head-on without flinching. Not only did he stagger this time traveler, his blows were able to send him flying. Now, calculating the weight of an 18-wheeler with its load to be about 80,000 pounds or 40 tons, and calculating the acceleration one can move on a New York parkway, which is 65 miles per hour, and calculating the time of the crash, which, considering it appeared in front of the truck, would have to be a second or less, we can calculate that the amount of force the time traveler was hit with has to be 130 tons. Now, to even phase him, Miguel's punches would have to greatly exceed 130 tons, considering those blows didn't even make him flinch and Miguel's blows sent him flying. So 130 tons must not be anywhere close to Miguel's striking strength limit either. Not to mention that he does scale to Peter, especially if we include the Time Storm incarnation of Miguel O'Hara into the Composite, considering his abilities were nearly identical to those of Peter Parker in that timeline. I personally wouldn't be quick to say Terry is the stronger of the two, considering he only has that one lifting feat to put him above, and I'll show my problems with that specific lifting feat later in the video. But specifically right now, as far as I can tell, Miguel has far greater striking strength than Terry could ever muster. He could certainly strike pretty hard, all things considered. Now, it's true that Terry McGinnis has a lot of training, and that every of his teachers are certainly the best. But is this counter by itself enough for him to beat Miguel? As should be mentioned, there are 3 incarnations of Spider-Man, specifically Miguel O'Hara, of course, that have spider sense, something they decided was a key factor in enabling Miguel to lose this fight. So, in order to counter Terry's superior skill, Miguel can use his incredible reflexes and great reaction time that I explained earlier, coupled with the fact that he has spider sense, in order to counter these moves. Now, this isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card, and skill is incredibly useful, but in no way does it guarantee victory, and in no way does it guarantee a loss. Now, in the fight itself, Miguel was blinded by Terry. Let's analyze the area here. Miguel would see this coming. His accelerated vision is so acute that he'd spot Terry pulling something out of his belt, like how he saw his grandfather, Tyler Stone, have a spider sense jammer, and how he could use it to avoid sniper shots at point-blank range. Terry wouldn't get to use the bombs that easily, and if he does, Miguel can use his spider sense to compensate for his loss in vision, along with him using Lila for the same purpose. Speaking of, there's no way that Lila would be taken out by Terry's electricity, as they claim. Lila has been able to endure blasts from Electro and from the very tank that they showed in their video that Miguel lifted and ripped the turret off of. There's no guarantee that she'll short out because she never has before. No chart the suit's given off appears to be as strong as Electro 2099's attacks. As such, Lila should remain unaffected by it. Now, the Batcave has resisted hacking before. Now, for the sake of compositing, we can include Damian Wayne, Bruce Wayne, Maxine, Terry's little brother, and 2 separate AIs to be Terry's support for this fight. Now, this AI will force Terry to fight and kill even if he doesn't want to, and it can even cut out the other helpers if it deemed them not useful. Not to mention, 4 voices, 5, really upwards to 6, could be incredibly distracting. So to be fair to Terry and Miguel in this death battle, we'll only be including Bruce and the secondary AI for this fight. In that event, if the AI cuts off Bruce, and, Lila can't say, hack the Batcave, who's to say, after the AI cuts Bruce out of the fight, because Bruce has become a danger, that she can't hack the AI like she did Electro? It's certainly possible. The AI itself has no feats comparable to the Batcave, nor is there any proof that its circuitry is as advanced as the Batcave computer. Not to mention, the resistance to Brainiac is probably a prepped feat, as Brainiac has attacked the DCAU multiple times. So it makes sense that Batman have prepared for that eventuality in that continuity. Put simply, Lila is much more efficient combatant than Screw Attack gave her credit for. Plus, her voice actress in this video was simply cancerous. Next is established that Terry's batarangs can stab through the suit. But why is that? Miguel's suit couldn't be penetrated by Elektra's Psi, nor could Honeybee bite through it, or Vulture 2099 cut into it. Terry's batarangs lack the feats necessary to penetrate Miguel's suit. Alright? It's not logically consistent to say that the batarangs are sharp or strong enough to penetrate Miguel's suit when things with far superior stabbing feats to the batarangs have failed to penetrate the suit. Alright? The only excuse they give is the fact that Miguel is killed by stabbing in the future while wearing the suit, but that doesn't prove anything. It doesn't disprove the previous feats the suit has. All it proves is that Honeybee's stinger is more powerful and can penetrate with far more force than anything Terry been hit with prior. This is not evidence or proof that the Batarangs could replicate the feat, as they lack comparable feats to her sting. Now that I've explained that, alright, Miguel's suit has been durable enough to take blasts, meant to take down Hulk 2099, and receive no damage from them. So to say the Batarangs could even scratch the suit, to me, seems to be a very dubious thing to say. Alright, so far we've established that Miguel has greater striking feats than Screw Attack listed. He has far faster reflexes than they listed, and is, as shown in Shadow Dimensions, he's so fast that he leaves a decoy behind him. Alright, when I say they're underselling his speed, they are underselling his speed. His spider sense would counter being blinded, his Atlantean combat training, which he received from Human Torch 2099 in the Time Storm timeline, could certainly help to some degree in countering Terry's training, and there's no evidence that the Batarangs can penetrate the spider suit, and it's certainly possible that Miguel's suit could no-sell the explosion anyway, considering all the crazy feats that his suit has durability-wise that I'm going to be listing in the future. So now that we debunked Screw Attack's reasoning for Miguel's L, let me explain why he wins by doing a proper composite of both characters, comparing both their feats side by side, and explaining why Miguel edges Terry out in nearly every category, and why him losing was an absolute crime, and just the results of more Screw Attack's lazy research. It's the reason why I gave them 2 respect threads on Twitter. Count them, guys, 2. I sent them 2 respect threads from the 2 main versions of Miguel O'Hara, because I knew they'd missed something. And at first, watching the video, I thought they'd received it. They included way more feats than I was expecting, but still not nearly. So let's start with strength. Now, as I've already mentioned, Miguel casually has over 130-ton level striking feats. Meanwhile, Terry has no comparable striking feats that I was able to find for any version of the character. Now, he's shown enough force to completely shatter walls, to punch through stone, damage concrete, break robots, but nothing particularly that can be calculated at 130 tons. So, you're going to have to give striking strength to Miguel. Now, as far as lifting strength goes, the greatest feat that they were able to provide for Terry was casually lifting 200 tons underwater. Now, if you really look at this feat and you analyze the way that they did their math, you'll find that they did it for a spherical object rather than the actual shape of the boulder. And you can find the debunk and recalculation on your screen before you. I found it on Versus Wiki, and it appears to be legitimate, so I'll be including it. So in reality, this was an 80-ton feat. So now Miguel has the greater, lifting feat between them, with him holding 100 tons with his webbing compared to Miguel lifting 80 tons. Now we can move on to speed. Reaction speed, we've already briefly gone over. 0.000 times 23 times the speed of light for Miguel. Now, saying that this is an outlier, you should keep in mind that Spider-Man, Peter Parker, who Miguel absolutely scales to, has a villain called Lightmaster, whose entire gimmick is that he can fire and attack at the speed of light. Now, you could say that Spider-Man's Spider Sense allows him to dodge these attacks, and that's fine. Simply put, it's obvious that Spider-Men are relativistic for this reason. On the other hand, however, Terry McGinnis is constantly being tagged by normal human beings, none of which have comparable speed to Miguel. Miguel clearly takes it in terms of reaction, plus combat speed. In terms of travel speed, Terry wins, as I've already pointed out. Now agility. This is basically the maneuverability section they did earlier. And I'll be lumping it with reaction speed just because it's something we have to include. Now they're both able to dodge bullets and small firearms with ease, and spin, flip, and twirl through the air. The Miguel's greater reaction speed gives him the win in this category. Now we're on to the fun stuff, durability. Now they're both given heightened durability by their suits. Terry's suit effortlessly tanks gunfire and has endured a brief fall from the atmosphere. However, he still takes internal damage, and his suit can be cut by normal blades. His suit can also be damaged by them. On the other hand, Miguel's suit can take blows from a plasma cannon meant to put down Hulk 2099. He can take a blast from the Inhuman Lash, which was supposed to disintegrate him. And it's incapable of being cut by Elektra, Vulture 2099. And His old suit, the one without the Kevlar additions, was able to prevent the superior Spider-Man from cutting it. That being said, his suit has incredible durability, both with piercing weapons and blunt force trauma. It should be no question, Miguel takes this section as well. Now we go into endurance. Terry has the endurance of an average human, but the suit will force him to fight, no matter if he's injured. Now, it should be noted that some versions of his bat suit do have a battery, so the suit's ability to keep him fighting will be restricted to how long the battery can operate without running out of energy. And the different suit functions can cause the battery to be drained in fast rates. So his endurance is also, cheapened by that effect. Miguel can mutually operate while incredibly injured, though he does this under his own power. So for the endurance category, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Miguel, only because he's able to operate on his own superhuman endurance, while Terry is limited to what his physical body can do and what the suit can do under the battery's operation time. Now that we've gotten physical stats out of the way, let's move on to their gear specifically. And in this section, I'll also include Miguel's powers, as Terry has none, so there's no extra section to put them in. Don't judge me, I'm just a guy. Anyway, we'll start with AI. So, Miggy has Lila, who is able to generate holograms, capable of doing so independent of Miguel due to her free will. She's able to monitor Miguel's heart rate as well as the heart rate of his enemies. She can see power surges and hack advanced machinery. Meanwhile, Terry's AI knows the suit far better than he does. It can take over for him in tough fight scenarios, and it's programmed to be as intelligent as Bruce Wayne. Mutually, Bruce Wayne can provide support from the Batcave, in a way functioning as his own AI, and also due to the fact that we'll be including both the suit's AI and Bruce Wayne in its composite. I think it'd be fair to give Miguel another helper in addition to his composite. And just to make it even more thematic, I'll make that helper Peter Parker, as in the Edge of Time game, the two are connected by a chrono link. That being said, Miguel's arsenal has a lot of other things in addition. It has jets, anti-gravity webs, webbing that can hold up structures and endure city-level explosions. His talons can cut through both people and machines rather easily. His fangs can pierce Hulk 2099 and Roman 2099, paralyzing them. His bombs can destroy Iron Man 2099's suit, and he can generate a 6-foot hole in the ground. Meanwhile, in Terry's arsenal, we have batarangs, electric, explosive, rope, and disc as options, a cloaking device, retractable claws, grappling guns, gas pellets, flashbangs, knockout gas, pellets, and elastic explosives. I'm just joking about the elastic part. They're actually plastic explosives. He has bolas and a wrist-mounted laser. But that's not to mention his buzzsaw, and adding into the composite the Lord suit, he can also generate holograms. I'd say this category is relatively even, with Terry getting the edge simply due to the versatility of the bat suit. That being said, in actual fight, here's how it goes. Miguel attacks with more speed than Terry can handle, hitting with more force than he's ever been hit with, and as soon as Miguel gets his hands on him, it's over. Terry's suit can be cut and damaged by knives, so Miguel's talons will have no problem. Miguel can leave after images, so Terry's travel speed becomes irrelevant. Terry's batarangs won't be able to stab the suit, as they don't have anywhere near enough stabbing force. Miguel's endured electricity before, so the batarangs and the suit won't do significant damage to Miguel. In fact, it's entirely possible that they'll shrug it off and keep fighting, just as he did when he fought Iron Man 2099. That being said, the explosive rounds will also stun him at best, and he'll recover quick. The cloaking device is eliminated by Miguel's spider sense and Lila's sensors. Mutually, Miguel's cloaking device will be ineffective. Terry's claws cannot cut the suit. The flashbang will definitely stun Miguel, but again, his spider sense and Lila will compensate. Miguel's webbing negates the knockout gas, and lastly, their holograms. While Terry's holograms and Miguel's can fool advanced machinery and superhumans, in this fight, external senses make them both useless. Alright, so here's the final rundown of the fight. Miguel attacks with speed and strength Terry can't match. Everything he throws at Miguel is either shrugged off or tanked. The bat suit takes over, cutting Bruce out of the equation. Miguel uses the chance to have Lila hack the suit, using, his enhanced vision and spider sense. he takes out key compartments within the suit, crippling Terry's resources. His talons shred the suit, and as it loses power, and as he loses control due to the danger it's in, and the overusage of the suit, Terry's battered body is webbed up by Miguel, who uses his fangs to paralyze him, and he's killed by Miguel's spider bombs. As it turns out, Spider-Man 2099 wins, just in the edge of time. So there you have it, Batman Beyond vs. Spider-Man 2099 Debunk. I did my best to include all feats, making this a true composite unlike Death Battle. And we'll leave all the links to the Spider-Man 2099 respect threads I did for them, well really for me, that they just happened to ignore in the link of the description box below. I ignored relevant things like the Lord Suit's Kryptonite mode, and excluded Madam Web, as that wouldn't be fair, especially considering I already decided he could have Peter Parker as assistants. Mentally, of course, only giving advice, which could help him to use his spider sense better throughout the fight. I used the AI from the current suit because Screw Attack specifically used that suit, so even though that suit was destroyed, I counted it as part of the composite. I hope you guys enjoyed me discussing something that isn't Dragon Ball for once, and comment below the next debunk you want to see. Goku versus the Flash, Superman. Nope, not Superman. The real Superman, Super 17 versus Number 17, DPS, or even something else. Simply comment and I'll tell you what you think about it. Thank you all for watching. This has been Tap108. Remember to like, comment, rate, subscribe. If you're new, we're doing a podcast at 100. Share it. I really want Screw Attack to address this refutation. And be sure to catch me next time, Spider fans. Supreme Duo out.